Hello friends and welcome back to Traveling with RNS. Today my Whiffy and I are at Hotwell's ruins, hotel ruins, south of San Antonio, downtown San Antonio. We're going to be walking around, probably giving a little bit of a history. It's a pretty cool place. And here's my Whiffy.
Hello, hola. Guess what? I'm not hungry. No tengo hambre.
It,
Ah.
it's amazing she's not hungry. She had two big old raja con queso tacos. I had two carne guisada con queso. And I bought a third one just so I can have something to snack on later. I'm going to be giving you a little bit of history.
And the southern edge of San Antonio, just off the banks of the San Antonio River, lies a place where time seems to stand still. The crumbling stone walls and twisted ironwork are all that remain of one of Texas's most glamorous and tragic landmarks, the Hotwell's Hotel in Bathhouse. For decades, this place drew the wealthy, the famous, and the hopeful, all chasing the same dream: healing, luxury, and the promise of a new frontier in health and leisure. But like so many great stories, the tale of Hotwells is one of discovery, grandeur, disaster, and rebirth. In 1892, workers drilling on the riverbank weren't searching for water at all. They were looking for oil, that black gold transforming America's economy. But instead of oil, they struck something unexpected: a natural spring, sending up clouds of hot, sulfur-scented steam. Word spread quickly. Locals claimed the water had healing powers. Soon, people began to bathe in the hot, mineral-rich pools, believing the waters could cure everything from arthritis to skin conditions. Entrepreneurs saw opportunity. By the end of that same year, construction had begun on a grand resort, a sanctuary of luxury, rest, and rejuvenation, the Hotwells Hotel in Bathhouse. When the hotel opened, it was nothing short of spectacular. A sprawling wooden structure with wide verandas, lush gardens, and tall towers overlooking the river. Inside were opulent dining halls, marble baths, and even electric lights, a rarity at the time. The baths quickly became a sensation. Visitors came from across the country, drawn by newspaper stories praising the miracle waters of San Antonio. By the early 1900s, Hotwells had become the playground of America's elite. Guests included Charlie Chaplin, Sarah Bernhardt, Will Rogers, and the Vanderbilts. They arrived in private railcars, dined by candlelight, and soaked in mineral baths, said to restore youth and vitality. San Antonio, once a frontier town, now stood shoulder to shoulder with America's great resort destinations. But prosperity has its dangers. On April 3, 1894, a fire broke out in the hotel's kitchen. Within hours, the magnificent building was reduced to ashes. Undeterred, the owners rebuilt bigger and grander than before. The new Hotwells Hotel, constructed of brick and stone, rose from the ruins like a phoenix. By 1900, it stood proudly once again, boasting over 200 guest rooms, a massive bathhouse, and modern luxuries unheard of in much of the South. There were tennis courts, lush gardens, and an orchestra that played nightly. The hot springs continued to flow, feeding the marble pools below. Steam curled through ornate archways, blending with the scent of sulfur and perfume. But Hotwells was not just a resort, it was a stage for history itself. In the early 1910s, just a short walk from the hotel grounds, stood one of the first motion picture studios in Texas, the Star Film Ranch. Run by French filmmaker Gaston Méliès, brother of cinema pioneer Georges Méliès, it became a hub for early silent films and westerns. Here, the rugged Texas landscape met the glamour of early Hollywood. Actors, cowboys, and camera crews stayed at Hotwell shooting films by day and relaxing in the baths by night. The resort had become more than a destination. It was a cultural crossroads where art, innovation, and leisure intertwined. But the world was changing. The automobile made travel easier. New resorts were springing up across America. And the Great War was looming on the horizon. By the 1920s, the glow of Hotwells began to fade. The wealthy found new playgrounds in California, in Florida, in the grand hotels of the East. Then, in 1925, tragedy struck again. A fire, the second and most devastating, tore through the hotel's upper floors. Flames devoured its heart, leaving behind charred walls and blackened stone. Though the bathhouse survived, the resort never truly recovered. Through the 1930s and 1940s, the property was repurposed again and again as a school, a restaurant, even an apartment building. But without the hotel's grandeur, Hotwells was a shadow of its former self. By mid-century, it had fallen silent. The springs still bubbled below, but the laughter and music had long since faded into memory. For decades, the ruins sat quietly along the river, crumbling brick walls wrapped in vines, the arches of the old bathhouse slowly succumbing to time. Yet, even in decay, the site never lost its allure. Locals told stories of the old hotel, of famous guests, and of fires that seemed almost fated. Photographers and explorers came to capture the haunting beauty, the skeleton of luxury standing defiant against time. In the 1970s and 80s, the property changed hands many times. Ideas for restoration came and went, but nothing lasted. The cost was too high, and the damage too deep. In the early 2000s, hope returned to Hotwells. Local historians and the Bexar County Historical Commission began working to save what was left. Their goal was not to rebuild the past, but to preserve its memory. With the help of the San Antonio River Authority, the site was stabilized, landscaped, and reimagined as a public park, a place where history could breathe again. In 2019, after years of careful restoration, the Hotwells of Bexar County Historic Park officially opened to the public. Visitors today can walk along stone pathways, exploring the remains of the bathhouse and hotel foundations. Informational displays tell the story of the site's glory days and its long journey through fire, neglect, and revival. The famous hot spring still flows beneath the ground, a silent reminder of what first drew people here over a century ago. The Hotwells ruins stand today not just as a relic of the past, but as a living monument to Texas history, to resilience, to ambition, and to the eternal pull of the unknown. Here, you can almost hear the echoes, the chatter of guests stepping off the train, the laughter by the baths, the crackle of distant fires that once consumed it all. And yet, despite the passage of time, something remains, a quiet strength in the stone, a spark of life in the steam that still rises from beneath the earth. From discovery to disaster, from ashes to renewal, the story of Hotwells is a story of endurance, proof that even in ruin, beauty and history can endure. From discovery to disaster, from ashes to renewal, the story of Hotwells is a story of endurance, proof that even in ruin, beauty and history can endure.
It's actually kind of hot right now, so we're gonna go grab a drink.
Ay, 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 ay. Mis hijos. Oof. And I don't want to put shorts because the mosquitoes and more stuff. No. Oof.
Yeah, for some reason the mosquitoes love my Whiffy.
Yeah.
They will chew her up and leave me alone. You know why? Because she's sweet.
Oh, yeah.
She's sweet. That's why the mosquitoes love
Like
her.
a marshmallow. Like a cotton candy.
And I don't wear shorts because my legs are white and I will glow in the dark. My legs look like Casper.
Between Casper and este Shrek.
Shrek.
Between white and green. Neon green. Woo, woo, woo. Jesus.
All right, I hope y'all enjoyed this tour. I will have a link in the description down below. And there will be more videos to come every Saturday morning. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Please do like and subscribe. It really means a lot to my Whiffy and I.